Hello everyone, I'm Russ of Aquarium Pets, and it's that time of year again. Ruby here is expecting. She's gentle, she's beautiful, and I know that some of you are thinking of adopting a baby or two, and you'll find out how in this video. If you're interested in getting some garter snakes of your own, you're likely aware that garter snakes are ovoviviparous, which means that the babies develop much like they would as if they were in eggs, but they develop inside the mother. This will be Ruby's fourth clutch, or litter, or clutter. In May of 2021, she produced 21 healthy babies with one stillborn. And in May of 2022, she produced 28 healthy babies and not a single stillborn or slug. And then in October of 2022, she surprised me with a tiny clutch of one. If all goes as planned, I expect her to give birth somewhere around the middle of May 2023. Ruby and her mates, Rufus and Houdini, are red-sided garter snakes, Thamnophis, sirtalis, parietalis. They're closely related to the California red-sided garter snakes. In fact, they're the same species, but a different subspecies. They're not usually quite as colorful as the California red-sideds, though they can look somewhat similar. They do have a reputation for being more docile than many California red-sided garters, and they are not nearly as expensive. $75 US for one of my babies, versus about $300 for a California red-sided. Over a dozen of Ruby's babies are already spoken for. I've got a list. But she seems to have decent-sized clutches, so the likelihood is that there will be more available. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to get on the list for a baby or two, or three, now is the time. To get added to the list, please contact me by direct message on Instagram or through the contact form on the Aquarium website. I'll put links in the description to make that easier. I'll be shipping the baby garters through Ship Your Reptiles, which uses the FedEx overnight option, though local pickup is also a possibility if you live near enough for that to be practical. When you contact me, I'll need to know a few things. First of all, I'll need to know how many snakes you're interested in. Garter snakes do very well communally, so I do recommend 2 or 3, and you can reserve up to 4. Let me know how many males or females you would prefer, or if you don't have a preference. Keep in mind, though, that if you get mixed sexes and keep them together, they will almost certainly breed. And if you don't wish to breed them, single-sex groups generally get along very well. Males are a great choice if you want them to stay fairly small. Here's Rufus, an adult male, in contrast with Ruby. When you contact me, I will ask you for some shipping information, like your zip code, to help me find the nearest FedEx hub, because you will be picking up your snakelings at the nearest FedEx hub. Keep in mind that once the snakes are born, I'll contact you again to confirm your interest, and if your plans change between now and then, no worries. I've never had problems finding homes for these little beauties. Before I ship, I wait at least a couple of weeks after the snakes are born to make sure they're doing well. They're eating, they're digesting their food, that sort of thing. I generally send out a couple of progress reports to adopters via email during those first few weeks. For example, describing the snake's diet and when I'm noticing the first sheds, and so on. So, if you're thinking of adding some red-sided garter snakes to your reptile family, make sure you do your research first if you haven't already, and then as soon as you can, please contact me, and thanks for watching. I post videos every Friday with live streams on Wednesdays, all on aquarium and vivarium pets. Please feel free to share, rate, comment if you haven't already,
subscribe,
and then tap the bell for all notifications so you don't miss my next video.